Dolly Parton once said, we can't control the wind, but we can adjust the sails. Now that is wise words, and particularly about adapting to what life throws at you and being resilient, etc. But I want to just gently challenge that notion and put forward a different approach, particularly in relation to healing the body and healing the brain. My name is Kelly Lenahan. I am a naturopath who specialises in brain health, and I help people suffering from memory loss or dementia and their families go from confusion and decline to feeling themselves again. So in this analogy, the wind seemingly represents something that's uncontrollable, and the sails represent sort of surrendering to that, but being strong and resilient in the process, and adapting as best as possible to whatever circumstances you've been faced with. But look, from a natural medicine perspective and a brain healing perspective, I come at this approach differently and look at this analogy in a different light, and that is that the wind in fact can be controlled, or at least managed, or redirected, and you can do that with numerous different elements and understanding of how the body and the brain works, and what the causes are of dementia, and what contributing factors there are that are controllable and that is in our power to make a difference to the outcomes of dementia for someone's future, if they have been diagnosed with dementia, or even if they're worried about the symptoms that they may be presented with, and there is a family history and they're wanting to prevent future degeneration of their cognitive function. So for too long we have been given the thought that dementia or any other degenerative condition, that you can't have any control in the matter. However, I can tell you that recent or emerging research over the years has shown quite the opposite, particularly in neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity relates to how our brain is able to rewire and adapt to changes in the brain, so then it can function still at its best and optimally, even though changes have occurred. Plus you can rewire and relearn maybe aspects or particular areas in the brain that perhaps weren't functioning to their best, or had been damaged due to a burden on the body that has caused stress or inflammation within your system or your brain, and then you can actually adapt and rewire things within your brain to have a positive outcome for the brain to function optimally. Now this also goes for the rest of the body. The rest of the body has a similar type of neuroplasticity as the brain does, and that is that we can influence gene expression, nutritional status and functioning, and we know that there's numerous interconnected elements here when it comes to brain healing and the brain, and that can be, it ranges from numerous different things, from figuring out what burdens are on the body and the brain, as well as fixing that gut-brain axis, which is super important for neuronal function. So your gut has the vagus nerve that links up to the brain and vice versa, and a feedback loop that occurs there between the brain and the gut and the brain. We also know environmental factors from infectious agents in the teeth or in the gastrointestinal system can systemically then affect our brain as well by crossing the blood-brain barrier, causing neuroinflammation, and hence then neurological symptoms or degenerative cognitive decline. So I do challenge the notion of the wind being a set and unchangeable component of sailing the boat, because not only can the sails be influenced, but also the wind. And so I, here at Kelly Lenahan Dementia Naturopath, am here to let you know that we can work with the body and not against it. And so although Dolly Parton has a beautiful and wise quote there, I'd like to rephrase it and rewrite the quote in a slightly different manner. We can't always control the wind that life brings, but sometimes with the right tools, we can calm the storm and chart a new course. So I've just slightly rewritten a different version to it, but with hope and clarity, so you are aware that there is options in healing the brain from memory decline and dementia. And if you want more information about anything that I do and my services to assist with, particularly neuroinflammation and the underlying causative factors that contribute to it, and then a very clear naturopathically guided and structured course and program protocol to put in place to address all of those concerns and all of the causative factors, and then heal, rejuvenate and nourish the body and brain again, then get in touch at kellylenahan.com, or you can go to my Instagram or Facebook accounts and I'll be happy to chat with you there.